Hello, all you air signs. Welcome to your weekly energy update. And this, of course, is for all my Geminis, my Libras, my Aquarians, no matter where it is at in your chart. We're going to be looking at the week of March 6th through March 13th. And of course, these also are timeless. So if you're coming across this video outside of that time frame, I would trust your intuition. It brought you here for a reason, and so I'm sure there are messages for you. But if you are watching this during that time frame, yesterday on March 5th, I did put out the new spring and fall equinox readings. I'll have those linked at the end of the video here. So if you want to check those out, they'll be there for you. But for this week, we're going to be taking a look from the angel reading cards to see what the angels want you to know about this week coming up. And one more time here, maybe. Okay, here we go. All right. So for my air signs, what would you like them to know about this upcoming week? Okay, that's the one they want. And you have the angel of patience. Oh, yay. Always a wonderful thing, right? I know in Christianity, when I was growing up, they were always like, don't pray for patience, because then you'll be tested. But this says your desires are unfolding in divine timing. Have faith, all is well. And you receive this card because your angel of patience is reconnecting with you to remind you that for your desires to manifest, you need to be patient. At times, you may think the word patience is similar to a swear word. Yes, it is a word that you do not want to hear or acknowledge because it reminds you that what you desire in life is not as close as you would like it to be. But be assured your angel of patience is working very hard behind the scenes to help you to manifest the desire you have been visualizing into your life. It's important to remember that being patient is part of your spiritual journey in life. Sometimes you want something to happen immediately, when in fact the outcome is not always good for your spiritual progress. Remember the saying, all good things come to those who wait. Your angel of patience is here to assist you spiritually with outcomes that are of divine timing and therefore most beneficial to your highest good. Your angel of patience is always by your side, waiting to be of assistance in your times of need. In fact, she is only a thought away. When you feel angry, unsettled, or impatient about the delays you're experiencing in your daily life, remember that all you need to do is call in your angel of patience to help ease your feelings of impatience and remind you that everything will unfold in due time. Yeah, and I do like that. I know I jest about patience, but we realize over time if we're going to trust the Creator, we have to really trust the timing too. If we trust that everything is going to unfold for our highest experience here, then we know it's going to be perfect in whatever arrives. And it's like if you smell bread baking, you're like, oh, it smells so good, I want it now. You take it out too early and you bite into it and get some soft dough in the middle. Divine timing. It's like, no, wait 20 more minutes before you take it out and it's going to be super delicious and it's going to be so different than if you took it too early. So it is about trusting divine timing as you're going into this week. We're also going to pull cards from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot here and just see what else the Creator and the angels and Spirit want you to know about this patience with what's coming forward here for you. All right, so what else for our air signs, please? Okay, got those. What else? That one. What else? There we go. And then they want this one for the end. It's funny because the other readings so far, the cards just flew out right away and they're like, no, you have to go a few times. Be patient. The right messages will come then. So you've got the Four of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. It's the air energy. This is all for the air signs, right? But it represents the peace of mind. So this is, I love that this is in combination here, because it's like if you let go of the attachment of time, that something has to happen, the expectation that it needs to happen by this date, you have a lot of pressure all the way up to that date. But if you're just like, you know what, it's going to unfold and it's going to come in the perfect time, it does put your mind at rest. You don't have all this mental activity about, okay, this and that and this and that has to happen, and then I got to do this and this and this and this. If you just look at the next thing to look at, your life becomes much more peaceful rather than being so attached to the deadline, right? Yeah, because then you have the Nine of Cups. Cups are your emotions. The Nine of Cups is like a wish fulfillment card, this emotional fulfillment card. And the nines are like the Hermit card, because it's the number 9 in the major arcana. It is about you find this from within. So what has been taking away your feelings of your wishes, it comes from inside you. And they're prompting me in my brain to talk about when I had an opportunity when I left my big corporate job, and I was like, okay, what I have now, I'm going to go live my dream. What is my dream? And when I, in my mind's eye, with all my expectations of the human world, it's like, if you're going to be in spiritual work, then you need to be a best-selling author and someone who's going around doing, presentations and teaching, and be well known for your spiritual feats of, enormity, whatever that might be. And so Spirit was like, okay, well, let's go on a little trip. And so it took me into the future, in this, imaginary future of, if you got everything that you think that your dream is, what does that look like? And then I went to the future and I saw myself as, being on the New York best-selling list, and traveling and doing, convention, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then the creator goes, are you happy? Are you content? And I was like, well, no, because what's next? What do I need to do next? What's next? And that's when the big aha came, that if I'm not happy right now, here in this very moment, how am I going to be happy and content in that very moment in the future, or the next, or the next, or the next? I'm going to continually be looking for the next deadline, the next thing. And so my dream became just be myself here in this moment now with the Creator. And I have everything I need right here, right now. I can have this wish, this feeling of wholeness and completeness. I can still go do the things I desire. I can still write a book. I can still get it published if I want. I can still, see if I want to teach or do whatever. But that stuff won't define me. It's just how I'm expressing this joy that I have in this moment, because I have everything I need. I can feel joyous. And so that divine timing kicks in with all that. And I do want this one up here. Yeah. So we got the World card, which is the endings and new beginnings. It's the endings of major cycles, because it's the last card in the major arcana. Then you get with the full card at 0 and start a new adventure. So it is time. This week is like, yep, it's time for an ending of a cycle. And I really feel it is this ending of being so attached to deadlines and the future, that if, when that happens in the future, I'll be fulfilled. But when we put our fulfillment in the future, we'll never be happy. Like we said, it's always going to be something else in the future. But we can choose to be happy right now in this moment for no reason at all. And then no one can take that away from you. And then you can still have a blast with your life, like I said, but it's not dependent upon this timing. Because you have the King of Discs, would be the King of Pentacles. And I love this card showing up here, because the king being at the end of the pentacles has learned so much. He's been through the entire journey of the Pentacles, so he is very wise to deal with the Pentacle energy, which has to do with the outside world and how we're determining our worth by the outside world, right? So this timing comes in with that too, because it's like, well, by 30, I'm supposed to have this type of job, be with this type of person, have this type of home, this type of vehicle, have this amount of money, look like this, blah, 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 yada, 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 la, 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 right? There's all this stuff. And so the king realized he went through it all. He knows, like, yep, I did that. And the disappointments that I had over and over again were because I was looking outside of myself for my fulfillment, for my definition of, am I successful? Am I acceptable? Am I lovable? And he looked out into relationships, right? Of all kinds, romantic, family, friends, work, whatever. Is like, that's supposed to fulfill me. Well, that was unstable. People change or people pass away. So those things weren't fulfilling like he thought they were going to be. Then it was jobs and education and types of circumstances that he thought he should be in order to be happy and fulfilled. Well, those things are unstable too, because situations never stay the same, right? Then he looked to possessions, he looked to his bank account, he looked to his body, and all those things are unstable too, because things break down, deteriorate, are stolen, and our bodies break down, deteriorate, usually aren't stolen, but, so those things are unstable, not lasting as well. And so the king learned, I find my wholeness and my completeness from within me, not from outside of me. And then I don't have this drive. The timing of the outside world becomes less and less important because it's not determining your worth. You don't invest a lot of energy into it. And then, and then you have the Chariot. Chariot is a beautiful card because this is the realization that no matter what situation comes your way, you have the power to choose what it means. And you have the power to choose what you're going to feel during it. So a very empowering card that you find this within, that it doesn't matter what comes your way in the future, you would still always get to determine what it means. In the past, we have these definitions and these stories that were put around time. Like we said, by 30, you're supposed to blah, 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 blah. Well, that was your story. If you hit 30 and it doesn't happen, you're like, you know what? I'm changing my story. I'm like, it doesn't matter where you're at. Enjoy the moment, So you get to choose what story you put to any situation that comes your way or has come your way. You can even rechange your story on an old memory you have. It's very powerful what you're able to do there with the story and the emotions that you feel around it. And then you stop fearing the future less and less and less and less, because again, aren't concerned with what comes your way as much, because you get to choose what it means. You get to choose how you feel about it. Whereas before, you had this strong definition of when that happens, and like if the package is supposed to arrive by this date and it doesn't, they set the expectation. It's like, oh, why is my package here? Instead of, you have a story of the package will arrive in perfect timing when it is destined to, and I'm okay with it. You change your approach to everything on there. And then you have the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is about like this higher knowledge. They're like a spiritual leader. And the Hierophant can be like even like this spiritual lesson that's coming in. And for you, I really feel like that's what this is with this, especially below this world card, that this big ending of cycles is helping you step to this new level in your spiritual journey. And it's like a change of perspective, because the number 5s are how you look at things differently. So there is this reiteration here of this change of how you're looking at everything. And then let's see what this card is here. You have the Prince of Wands. So the Prince would be like the Knight of Wands in a standard deck, and Wands are your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, your passion, and your energy, your spiritual energy too. And there's a Phoenix. And so this is very much about action, this energy that's going to be flowing in for you, which makes so much sense because I know I experienced it when I had all these energy I was investing in, stressing and trying to make sure everything happened exactly. And I have to hit this deadline. I have to do all this stuff. I have to. Oh my gosh, exhausting, right? When you take back all that energy because you're no longer investing it that way, it all comes back to you and you're actually able to put it into this enjoyment. You're able to put more energy into this moment to do what you want to do in this moment instead of being off into the future. So I love that message. And then lastly, we're going to pull at least one card from these notes from the universe, and these are just going to be the final messages or message that the Creator has for you for this coming week. These are from Mike Dooley. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, and he's hilarious. And so a little bit of humor might be in these cards for you this week. Okay, no, they said not those. Okay, that one. Any others? Whoa, okay. So you get a lot of humor. You get 4 cards here. So here's your first one. And that one says, it's always better to give too much, pay too much, and love too much than not enough. But then, since everything comes back to you anyway, can there ever be too much? I love you too much anyway, the universe, and not just for the karma. So I like this because it's like, if you've been giving too much, it comes back to you, is the message that I was feeling for this, which is definitely this Prince of Wands we were talking about. And then you have this one here. And that one says, if you're at least visualizing enough to wonder whether or not you're doing it right, you're doing it right, and your way ahead of time. Oh, and you're way ahead of the game. And I don't know why I had time pop in there. And it says, yee-haw, the universe. And if you aren't visualizing, that's perfectly all right. Lots of people still succeed the hard way. So I like that. You know, if you're wondering if you're doing it right, you are, because you're in your way ahead of the game. Because if you're wondering if you are or not, that's awareness that you're bringing around your journey anyway. But I love just the flow of going with the flow with that. Then you have this one here. That one says, did you know that it's perfectly okay, even highly ideal, to claim all is well amongst doubt and confusion? To be happy in spite of challenges, to laugh at problems, dance without a partner, sing without a rhyme, talk to inanimate objects? Oddly, most don't. You so rock, the universe. It's like this world was made just for you. So I like that because this is all about all those things you think should be happening and doing and blah, 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 that you're like, you know what? I'm going to not have all these rules around how things should be, including timing, and just go with the flow. And like, hey, who said that I have to have a partner to dance, or I can't eat alone or go to a movie by myself, or whatever it might be? It's like, yeah, you get to decide. And then your final message here is this one. And it says, you need not set out to create a masterpiece. You are one. Bask, the universe. And then they add on, your mere presence in the world has changed everything, while having very little to do with that whole warming business. Yeah. So just your presence is what brings this joy here. Just being here now with the Creator in your adventure is perfect. You're a masterpiece. So timing you don't have to worry about the future, because you are a masterpiece right here, right now. You always have been, you always will be. And so this is a beautiful message about coming back to who you really are, understanding who you truly are. That you don't have to have the stuff to be successful or to be a masterpiece later. You are one right now. So I love it. Well, I'm going to leave the reading there. If you do want even more messages of love from above, I do offer free monthly readings for each zodiac sign in addition to these weekly energy updates. I also do new moon readings, full moon readings, and a variety of other videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, that gives you access to this notification bell. When you go in there, just select the all option and you'll be notified of any new videos that come out for this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or you subscribe to a channel, it makes the YouTube algorithm so happy it wants to share videos from that channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings. If you want even more specific information for your life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below. All right, all my air signs, please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. You have an amazing week. We'll be talking soon. And until then, hang in there and you take care.